is Harry Jacobs. I just want you to know that this game was not a game I purchased. This is a game that was given to me by the designer and owner. I'm one of the owners of Moonlight Moore Games, and I'm very excited to preview this. I will mention that anything I say in this game is my opinions, and my opinion is very subjective. I think this game is solid. There are a few quirks in terms of storage and the rulebook, but I think all in all this game is solid. So just keep that in mind that this was given to me to preview, and I am previewing it and giving you an honest preview as much as I can. Talk to you later. Let's get started. So we are setting up Last Days of Athobrae, and we've pulled out our decks. We are going to play the Tolkor, the Qual, and the Suvae. Each have their own special action. They start with 2 cubes each. They will start with 4 scouts, but only 2 to begin with. You can't add a scout until you build one or a card tells you to do something. So the first thing we do is we're going to set up the world deck. And the first thing we're going to do is look at the 3 cards that we're going to put in various places. It's getting worse. So this is going to go 10 cards down, then 15 cards down, then 20 time down, and we're going to put time to go. Each one will make you draw another event, right? So each player takes an event card from their discard pile and places it into their hand. And getting worse face up on the board. From now on, pull 3 locations and a 3rd world event, and 3 world events. 4 locations and 4 world events, 5 locations and 5 world events. So it gets rather busy rather fast, which surprises me for the long player turn. As you can see, we have a ton of world events. There they are. When I sleeved them, I think there was over 100 of them. So whether we get to see every one of them, I'm not really sure. So as we set up the map, you can see I've sorted all the different biomes. We have ocean, marshes, grassland, mountains, forest, and desert. And each of the ones special tiles for the clear resource, Sechulis, or whatever it's called. That is your fuel. And therefore what we're going to do is we're going to just separate them aside for the moment. And then we're going to remove 5 of each of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops. 5. And this is a little bit of a random element. 2, 3, 4, 5, so that the resources are always mixed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we'll keep those. A lot of mountains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 of these. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we'll just nip these away real quick. A little bit of a finicky setup, I think, a little bit, but that's par for the course for this style of game. So it's not a 5-5-5 game by any means. So at that point in time, what we're going to do is just shuffle them up a little bit. We could do whatever we want, really, but what I really like to do is find a box or something that I can't look into, and like a bag or something, and we just put them in like a Carcassonne or something. We could do that too, but I don't see anything really, really handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them down here and spread them out a little bit. We're going to mix them up a little bit. They'll get less and less, so we'll just move them off to this way. You can't see me, but I'm going to close my eyes, and we're going to select them one by one. So we have set that up, and obviously I'm going to need to cut some of that out. Next thing we do is we're going to grab our location cards, and we are going to turn over the next 15 tiles and put the resources on. I imagine that's so that we know where there's some starting resources. And basically, I will show you the location cards, but really what we're going to do is just look at the letters and count up from the bottom. So, and then we'll place our cities. So first we'll do is just give these a shuffle. Now, they came in rather mixed up to begin with, so let's just pull a random. Ah! Jeez. Well, that's partly because of the sleeves and partly because I'm old and feeble. Okay, not really, but the sleeves are, there we are. Wow. Watch as I lose the cards on the floor. Okay, so we're going to just pull 15 locations. So we're going to count them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, randomly, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In a 4 or 5 player game, you would take off 20. 10, so we need 5 more. So I'm just doing this so you can see that I am not pre-stocking the deck, you know, because I don't know where I got the damn things. We're just going to put this right. I'm going to put that back into the tray over here. So I'm going to just leave these off, the location cards, just off to the side. I am dealing with a small space, so you know, it's just, I'll just leave it that way. Let's just count these cards, make sure they're correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15. So what we do is we'll look at these location cards. D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to just upturn this. So I will tell you, I do have dogs. So just bear that in mind when we're playing, is that you may hear barking during the play. So we have D3, so we're going to roll the die once and put 3 of the similar resources out. So we're going to roll the dice. Let's get our dice tray off from the side here. We're going to find a spot right here for now. And we're going to roll the dice, and we have green. So we are going to take green resources. And they all look pretty much the same in the dark box that I have. So you can see I put 3 resources on that on D5. It's kind of like bingo. We are going to look at E5. So here's E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to turn over the green space, and we're going to put a purple, red. Purple is rare, and you're going to need that to build your ship. Purple, red, blue, and yellow. Now, we don't know whether these are going to be here in a turn or two, because they could very well be blown up. Location E5. We've already got an E5 location, so we're not going to do it again. Okay, so I'm going to take this off camera really quickly and do that. So at this point, you have seen that I have now replaced some of these with cubes. Following the rules, you can see where I've rolled dice, where there's 3 yellows, 2 purples, and these were all randomly selected using those location cards. Next, we're going to go after the cities. And so we are playing the blue player, the white player, and the green player. Each of them have their own city tiles. Now we're going to start from the bottom up, so we're going to play from the perspective of the Sauvé. So what we're going to do is start picking another location cube. So we're going to pick out E1. So we're going to come down here, E1. So the first thing they're going to do, lucky for them, is they're going to pull off the resources. And then they're going to put their city right here. So that's going to come off. And they're going to build their city, the metropolis, such as it is, and then they're going to put their 2 scouts, number 1 and number 2, out on the white side, indicating that they are ready. And now, number 1, the scout says, add 1 to all searches in the plains. So those are the yellows. Number 2 says in the desert. So obviously, sorry, yellow is desert. There's your plains. So I will show you that mechanic, and you can see they also have bridges. Then we're going to That's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to pull that off. We're going to take the blue player, and he's going to put his thriving metropolis up here. They're not too close together. And we're going to get his scouts. If we can find them. Number 1 and number 2. I know they're here. There's number 1. And number 2. There we are. And he's going to get a yellow into his board, and then we're going to roll the dice twice. So the first time we're going to roll a red. Extra food is always good because you can get another scout for that if you have 4 food. And we're going to roll it again. Red again. And that is the blue player. We're going to put that back into the game. We don't need it anymore. And then we're going to go to our white player. We are going to pull 1 more location. I'm hoping that the location is over here somewhere. Now you can see these Citroens, the fuel is out there, and so there's probably going to be a rush to get them. And this is E1. Well, we already have a player on E1, so that's not going to work for us. We will pick another card at random. And I'm hoping it's an H or a G, a C5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I don't want them in that close of proximity. You know, we want to put a fair distance. If it doesn't work, we'll put something out here. F5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to start here. And we're going to roll the dice, one of the dice. We'll roll the blue dice. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be where it goes. So let's roll the blue dice. He rolls a 2, 1, 2. He's going over here. Starting 1, 2. So he's going to go over here. We're going to take that off the board. He's going to get a yellow, so he's got a bit of a deficit going here. We'll put the die back. We'll put the white city here. So I'm just finishing off, and we're randomly placing the cities with their scouts. So we have 2. Here we are on the white side because they're not injured. Here we are. And so we have our green player who's going first, the blue player. So here's the first player mark, and we'll rotate that as we go. And that is the setup.